Hello, this is TLV with 100,000 diamonds plus, and we're gonna continue on our Arcane Frame Quarry coding tutorial in Lua. And today we're gonna fix our functions here. That we're gonna make the code much smaller here, so some edits. The xMove and yMove, we're not gonna make many changes to them. So if you already wrote all of them, that's doesn't matter. This is where the major change is gonna be here in the QUARRYMOVE, so we can understand from our mistakes what we should do here. So let's test our program a little again. We did get map and get 2. So now let's get the coordinates as well. So let's go into our coordinates program. What I did here is that I set the cursor at position 1. So the coordinate program will set the cursor to position 1 at line 12. So line 12 should be after my maps, below my maps. Okay, then we ask for the depth like we did before, and we do all these things, change direction, everything, like blah blah blah. I did some things here. This is where we're gonna play soon. And this, we don't need this at the moment here. I'm gonna show you what this is for in a moment. So coordinates. So let's try it. Get coordinates. See if that works. Alright. So here we have the coordinates. So it comes after the map. Alright, perfect. That's what we want. Let's get down there again. Now we're gonna fix that so that looks a little better here. Let's start this one at maybe 29 for this line, and one smaller here, 2 smaller. Thank you. Ah, now it fits. I'm just gonna move the Y direction as well. Edit AQ. Let's see. We go down. Oh, this is Wizards and Warriors, I think, from Nintendo. That's an epic game. Move this one, yeah. Like 1, 2, 3. 2. AQ. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Okay. So now we want to make a thing that when you write this code, depending on your on the conditional statement here, the second map will show up. So first, only the first map will show up. So let's see if we can do that. So in the program here, we only want to call for the main map, and the other map 1 and map 2 we're gonna depend on your on our input. So let's go into the coordinates program again. So depending on what you write for X, then we want the Y map to show up, right? So this is where we read the X direction here, and this is where we write here. Okay. So okay, so maybe I want it that doesn't matter here. X distance. Where do I want it? Should I put it here? Yeah, sure. Okay, so if X direction is left, and if when you write a conditional statement, you need 2 equals 2, and we want left or right. Left or X there. You can't write just like this, left or right. Then it won't work. So we have to do the same thing again. X there. Equals to right then. So this OR here will separate these two whole statements, conditional statements. What do we do then? Then we just get map 1, I think. That was forward, right? Get map 1. Else if by writing else if we can limit. If I write else here, we're gonna get a map. If I do a wrong input here, I write maybe poop or fuck you as an input here for the direction. Then it's gonna show map 2 if I write else. That's why we want an else if here, basically. And no else. So only for these two here. Forward. Or if there is backwards, then we do like this, right? I think so. I should get map 2. And we close this end statement here. So now we have get map and get map 1 and map 2 inside its coordinates here. So let's go to the program. And we just need the regular map and get coordinates. So let's see what it does. Okay. So if I just write 1 here, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, yeah, okay. We need a term. We need another command here. We need to clear the screen. If I start the program again, it looks messy, right? So let's fix that in the program. Every time we run the program, it sets the cursor position to 1.1. Now first we clear the screen. Term, and it's also used by the terminal here. Clear screen. Very important. These two are essentials. Good. And now get map and get coordinates. So let's see here. Okay. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Nothing will happen. AQ 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. AQ. Let's do 1, but then forward. Nice. Oops. So looks the cursor position is fucked up here. So we need to go and set the cursor position to continue where it left off here. Now why did it move the cursor position to that point? That's because these maps end at cursor position 10 and 8, right? But the coordinates start at 12. So we wanna use this one here. See. There we go. Set the cursor position to 15. X distance. I could have put this one before. It doesn't really matter. So changing only 3 lines of code here, I think. Depth, that's 1 line. Direction, 1 line. Distance, 1 line. So 12, 13, 14, 15. So we set the cursor position to line 15 here. So let's do it all again. 1, direction F. And now we're back. Okay. So we got to change that. AQ. So let's fix that 1 second. Up a little more. Okay, we want the cursor position to be set straight after this one here. after map 2. 1:15. So just after the map's finished, we've changed the cursor position again. What did I do? What did I edit there now? Get down there again. I put a 3 here. My page down is really on shift free. That's terrible. Alright. Direction. Oh, one too much. Okay. One too much. So we want to fix this again by, let's see, cursor position. Just write this one up here. Distance equals what did I write? To number and read. Okay. See now then. And yes. What did I just do? I think I erased it. I saw what I did there. Pressed enter when I didn't want to. Oh, get this over with already, for fuck's sake. What did I do? No. Here. I didn't save? Yeah, I did save. How the fuck did that happen? That didn't make sense at all. Save already. Oh, my keyboard. Fuck's sake. Okay, fine. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Good. Perfect. Now it works exactly like we want to. And now we're gonna look into the functions here. How do we minimize our code here? Well, let's start with the xMove here. We don't need to care about these because we care about the left, right, all inside here. We only need actually one input. And why use these left, right, forward, back inputs or call for these inside the xMove function here? When we define them again or tell them what to do again here, we just need to one input. Let's take actually x direction as an input to xMove here, and we only check if xMove is left. So this is much I don't know why I didn't do this before. This is much better. So if you understand what I'm doing now, because in the get coordinates we actually get the x here. We do read it right from the console, so it's a string of an L, R, F or back, and now we just don't need to change anything really. It's still, we check in the if statement here if it's L, right? If it's R, it's the same. We don't change anything else. And if it's F here, maybe I should add these guys here. And then I have to write one more. We're gonna do this when we summarize. And the same in the Y move. We don't need these 4 inputs here. We just need the Y direction. And we check if the Y direction is what it is. L here, for example. Or R. Or F. Right? And I have one more to write there, backwards. So that's what's gonna do. And here is the thing now. So this is what I did, just to demonstrate how much worse this system is. So I have actually written out all the different options here. XY is RB, XY is FL, XY is FR, XY is BL. All the different possibilities, the 8 possibilities of the 8 different directions it can move, right? But we don't need that at all. We don't need this at all, really. We just need one. And I will show you how this is done. So let's actually make this into a comment here, so we can compare. And we just take our XY from before. This is so much smarter. Just take the XY that we have defined in our coordinates. So this, let's go into the coordinates here. This was the last thing we did in coordinates. XY is X direction and Y direction put together into one string. So it's gonna be LF or everything. So we already have set the input. So what does that have for kind of implement? What kind of difference will it make? Yeah, it makes the difference that we don't need all these different things here. In the other system we did with LF and then we need to call for every single string here. But we don't need that anymore. So we just call for X direction. And the Y move will call for Y direction. And it goes down here, right? It checks if the Y temp is bigger than the Y distance. Then it quits the quarry. And xMove, Y direction. And Y move, Y direction. So let's see, go through it again, how this will work. So I can actually erase everything else here now. And I will do it just to demonstrate that we can actually do it. Just delete everything. Delete every single row here. All this little code. Ah, la 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 la. Very nice. So much unnecessary stuff if we do it this way. Trial and error. That's what it's all about. Really. I only think we need one. Because one or two. Okay, we're at the BR now. Back right. Which is also unnecessary code. So we just turned a program that was really long in 4th into this little program in Lua. So let's see here what we want. We check for the XY and we just go into this one. So we don't even need an if statement. So we are actually gonna delete this if statement here. It's not needed. I think this will be it. Right? Let's see, while, let's see, so I end all the loops here. End here, and this one ends this one. This one ends the while. So I have one too much here. Okay. Let's see if I can explain this better. So this is the quarry move, right? So we have defined the XY. It takes our input. Maybe it's gonna be LF or whatever. It doesn't matter. So the XY will take the X direction because we have defined that as well. And and it just goes. I don't even think I need XY here. We'll see. It just do the X direction, and it calls for an X direction. And we got it, and this one will accept XD, right? And XD we defined before the string to left or right. So it's gonna execute maybe left here. If it's left, then it goes outside. Then it gets the digger, then it uses the yMove. And depending on what we put here in this string, maybe Y there is forward, like this string, but this we call for yMove. yMove here, so maybe it's forward. So if it's equals to forward, it will execute this code here, light blue. So now we just made it much smaller. So why don't we do some testing in the next episode and try to finish the, since I've finished almost all the code, I'm just gonna write the last, as a review, we'll do the last Y direction, last X direction here, and we'll go all the way down, and we'll finish the program, how it's gonna look, because it's not really gonna look by this, because we need to check so that the coordinates are correct, but that's like 2 lines of code to check that thing, and that will basically debug the whole program, so it's gonna be fine. So stick with me and it's gonna be alright. Just stick with me. I know I messed up a little that I didn't do this way with the functions from the beginning, but I mean, trial and error. Okay, so bye for now.